Hello everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where last time we managed to rescue our moon mission, got a huge amount of money, huge amount of science, so that is all looking really good. But of course there's no breaks for us here at KSP, so we have to continue on. We've got 2 missions currently active. One to build a new orbital station around the moon. This is the one we tried, but we didn't get enough liquid fuel when our station arrived there, so we might look at rescuing the station we've got with some more fuel and put it back to the moon. Might launch a new one. We also have this one to explore Minmus and do a flyby of Minmus specifically. Well, first off, let's go and spend some of our resources. Notably, I want to upgrade the R&D facility. This unlocks our new level of science that we can spend, and also allows us to do EVA, surface sample, and importantly, resource transfer. We would have managed to do a lot better last time if we had resource transfer. With that unlocked, we've got access to all of these fancy systems, and so let's see what I want to pick up here. Well, to begin with, I think I want to upgrade the main rockety parts, so go for high energy propulsion, give us a load of new fancy engines, go for heavier rocketry, give us big fat engines, go for advanced fuel systems, so give us some things that will actually let us fuel those engines. Going to grab specialized construction, mostly just because it does have fairings and things which could be quite useful. Go for advanced electrical, so we have some actual decent photovoltaic panels. Get precision engineering, mostly for the better communication panels. Then I'm going to grab command modules, mostly for the service bay here. That's all of our research spent. Okay, so I'm realizing that 2,000 units of liquid fuel is actually a huge amount, to the point that I don't think we're reliably going to dock with the other station that we had out there with something big enough to carry that much fuel. So instead, I'm going to do this in a slightly different order. I'm going to build a new station, send it out to the moon, with the aim that it gets there with at least 2,000 units of liquid fuel in orbit of the moon, fulfills all those criteria. With that much fuel, it can easily transfer from the moon to Minmus, orbit Minmus, and then come back again. So that is going to be our plan here. So I'm going to start putting together a station that fulfills all of these criteria and will give us enough supplies for a return mission to Minmus. I'll throw that into a time lapse and catch you after we're done. Okay, so here we have it, the largest thing I've put together so far. This is the Weasel, the Wishful Experimental Ascent Station and Explorer, large. So this is the segment that's actually like the crude bit. Got plenty of room in there. They're good for a very, very long time on these views, so we're not going to run into issues there. And can even do what I'm hoping to do, is use this as a station afterwards. I know I've not got this equipped to be able to return. My plan is to send up a little module at the end just to dock with this, transfer the crew and bring it down. Possibly in that same mission be launching more parts for this to eventually be a station in Kerbal orbit. Got loads of supplies, no worries there at all. all the science experiments we're going to need. Then this section, very, very large, not the most efficient, but we do need liquid fuel specifically to get into orbit. If I've done my calculations correctly, this should get into a moon orbit with fuel to spare. Then this is the actual circularization stage to get out of Kerbal orbit, pretty big. And then the absolutely massive launch stages. If I go full out on the central stage, the outer stages burn out 8 seconds before the central one does, so hopefully that will all work out okay. I have put a few ullage motors here just to make sure that I get decent separation, and I've put parachutes around with the hope that hopefully this should be able to be disconnected. Just checking, this does have antenna, it does have a docking port on top, can generate power, fully assembled, at least 5 turbines. We have the capacity for 7 here, so that all should be good. Have got repair kits if we need them, and a science kit all ready to be used. And since we've got the capacity for it, we've got the habitation for it, I'm going to bring a full crew of 3. So we've got Jebediah piloting, Bob is going to be our scientist, and Bill can come along as an engineer. So the idea is to get to the moon, enter orbit, complete that mission, go to Minmus, that'll check off that mission. I'm then going to switch back into the mission thing. When we complete this mission, we should get access to orbit Minmus, so I can do that. Then return from Minmus with all of this, leave this in orbit that we can then pick up next time. Big mission, most expensive mission so far, clocking in at 152 grand. But if we tick off this top mission, that's more than enough to cover all of that. Okay, so fingers crossed, let's give Weasel a go. Okay, well, SAS on, thruster full, let's see how this thing goes. I didn't manage to pitch over quite as fast as I would have liked. Right, jettison those, good separation. Okay, stage separate, ignite the next stage. Unfortunately, this stage is kind of lacking in its thrust. Struggling just a little bit. Yeah, I'm not feeling very confident about this. This stage is just really, really slow burning. Now we're re-entering the atmosphere, nowhere near an orbit. Right, okay, before recovering and starting again, I am going to try that once more, try for a more aggressive initial turn, see if we can get it with that. We've got the Delta V, we just need to give ourselves enough time to make that final burn. Right, and jettison. Decouple, ignite next stage. Okay, we're cutting it fine. We are re-entering the atmosphere here. But we should be okay to burn through to the other side. Okay, we're approaching periapsis now. We're still fine. Just deploying the materials study here while we happen to be in the upper atmosphere and in a position to actually be able to do that. Which I've already extended my solar panels and these aren't the ones I can retract again. And they're not too happy about blasting through the upper atmosphere at 2000 meters per second. Okay, now just last little circularization burn, there we go. Very much not my most elegant orbit, but we are in orbit. So next step, getting to the moon. Okay, we're getting our moon transfer burn now. Gonna need to change stages midway through, but that's fine, that was part of the design, we were expecting that. Okay, that stage, flame out, separation, ignite the next stage. Same engine, but much lighter section, so a lot better thrust to weight rather. And here we go, just slowing down, getting us as close to the moon as we can so we can take advantage of the O-berth effect to get a nice efficient braking manoeuvre. I'll leave us there, 50 kilometers away. So then all we need to do is be in orbit. So we can go for a very elliptical orbit here, so that's nice and easy to get out of afterwards. Well, while we're on the way, I'm just going to send our scientist Bob here out to reset the experiment, the material bay. Module has no hatch. Where on earth is Bob? Okay, only the top one has a hatch, I see. Right, okay. Just going to need to do a little bit of rearranging, that's fine. Okay, Jeb makes room. Bob can then... No, he's not. Oh, I'm very confused where various people are. Transfer Jeb to the key station. Bob can then transfer into the cupola. Jeb's still able to control it from that core, so that's fine. So now Bob should be able to EVA. Okay, this is the only one with an actual hatch on it. That's fine. Bob should be the only one who needs to EVA during this mission. If we need Bill as the engineer to come out, we can just rearrange people again. There you go, restore the part, and then Bob can make his way back to the hatch. Nice, now I just need to time warp until our braking manoeuvre. Okay, starting to attempt to brake. Here we go, we're now in moon orbit. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. And there we go, mission complete. We've built a new orbital station around the moon, just promptly going to leave, but that's fine. Had 900 liquid fuel spare for the requirements, got loads of Delta V to get to Minmus and back. So that's that part of the mission done. Next part, let's get us to Minmus. To begin with, to make things easier, I'm just going to leave the moon's sphere of influence. So okay, this manoeuvre should get us into a polar orbit of Minmus, 12 kilometers above the surface. Seems pretty good to me. And once we've confirmed that we're doing the flyby, we should be able to pick up the orbit mission and actually complete that orbit, do a load of science over all of the things, and then head back to Kerbal. Plenty of Delta V to spare. That's the plan, at least. Okay, time for Minmus transfer burn. Okay, it's not quite the polar orbit I wanted, but it's pretty decent. Get there in 9 days. Still have 13 days worth of habitability. Okay, Bob can get the EVA report. He can also do the EVA science experiment. So now I'm going to pop back to the Space Center. Yep, perfect. So the next ones are orbit Minmus and go on an orbital spacewalk near Minmus, so we can grab those two. Okay, for some reason Jebediah's a bit unhappy with habitability, but it should be okay. Okay, we're going to slow ourselves right down into a pretty small orbit and go collecting science. Okay, that's us nicely circularized in a low orbit. I am now just going to start collecting a load of science from various biomes, and then we will head back. Okay, I think that's all of the biomes that I've grabbed now. Okay, and the next mission is to gather scientific data and return to Kerbin from orbit. That's perfect, our next part is to return. Again, we're not going to be able to land, but that's fine. Next time we can recover. Okay then, time to just head back home, see if we can park ourselves into an easy orbit to rendezvous with next time. Okay, it's about 100 kilometers. Periapsis there. I don't know why Jebediah has so much less habitability time than the other two. I'm going to try shifting people around. EVA with him, just in case that helps. Yeah, that's fixed it. Alright, 9-day return trip. Oh, shit. Okay, they didn't have enough homesickness time. I didn't realise that the home time here didn't include the extra 15 days. I don't know if any of them are going to work. No, I've got no crew control. Okay, a little bit awkward. So basically I brought them most of the way back, but now they're grumpy because I didn't get them home in time. They've got enough supplies, but they got homesick. I'm guessing that's a function of their level. But now they're all tourists, so they cannot control the vessel, so it's not too bad. I just need to send the rescue vessel. It's just going to be a bit of an awkward trip for the rescue vessel. Instead of a nice close to Kerbin orbit, it's going to be this very large extended orbit. I'm going to have to put it on to intercept. That's fine, we can definitely get that organised. So let's see how we did. We got our various stages recovered, so that all worked very well. Completed the moon around the station, station around the moon even. Explored Minmus, flyby, first flyby orbit, spacewalk and escape from Minmus. Perfect. Load of money in. As soon as we rescue that craft and bring down all the science, that'll be a load of tech in. So yeah, we'll have to pick up there next time. Until then, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please do consider leaving a like and or subscribe, really does help the channel. And otherwise, I hope to catch you in the next video. Until then, remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers.